Let us run with perseverance the race set before us. That's our topic for the day. How many of you are runners? Or if you aren't now, maybe you were in the past. Okay, so let's see how far you've gone. How many of you have done a marathon? How far is a marathon? 26.2. Any marathon runners here? Any half marathons? Oh, I'm impressed. How about 5Ks? Lots of hands there. Yeah. So running is healthy. And I am inviting forward my granddaughter, Kaylee. Kaylee, come right on up. And we're going to discuss running a real race, a race where we use our legs, with running the race of faith. So Kaylee is a 7th grader at Springboro High School, and she joined cross country this year. Are you liking it?
Yeah.
Having a good time?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's have a seat. We're going to talk about this a little bit. I'm going to have Kaylee do a little bit of show and tell. So, the first thing that you had to do to join cross country, I remember, was do a physical.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you do a physical?
To make sure you were healthy enough to do it, and to make sure that there wasn't any problems while doing it.
Yeah. Dr. Chamberlain over here does a lot of health physicals, and so you need to make sure that you are healthy enough to be in the race. And as Christians, we also need to check our spiritual health every once in a while and make sure that we are where we need to be health-wise in our spiritual life. So cross country, I looked it up because I didn't know a lot of this. Cross country, a junior high course is 2 miles, and a high school course is over 3 miles. But the typical thing is that they incorporate some hills in your courses. Have you run any hills yet?
Yes, we have. There's a school that my sister goes to, and there's this huge hill, and sometimes we will go along the track and go off field and run up the hill.
Okay. So what's harder about going on hills?
Going up.
Going up? Yeah. So what does it do to your body when you're going up a hill?
It really works your leg muscles because you're going up the hill, not going down, and it's a lot harder too.
A lot harder to go up the hill. How about your heart? Does it do anything to your heart? Make it beat faster?
I mean, I walk up a hill, but I don't really run up a hill. But.
Yeah. So, any of us have hills to climb in our lives? I'm talking metaphorically here. Hills to climb in our lives. And those hills in our lives make us look at our spiritual life. And they're harder to get through spiritually, but guess what? It's when we grow the most. It's when we grow the most. So you are teaching yourself cross country, right?
Yes.
You don't have anybody to instruct you?
Well, I have a coach, but she tells us that we need to start doing this on our own, and she's just there to help us if we need help.
And what does your coach help you to do?
She gives us tips on our breathing and our running and our setting a pace so we aren't slowing down or speeding up.
Okay. So your coach kind of helps you on the techniques of running so that you run in the best efficient way possible, right? So do we have any coaches in our spiritual life? Think about it a minute. This is one coach, the Word of God. We have coaches that are Christian mentors. We have coaches that are teachers. I hope as a pastor, some of you consider me a coach. The point of that is that we are not Christians isolated. We are Christians in community, and we help one another to grow spiritually. I think it's very hard to mature as a Christian when you try to do it on your own. All right, so stand up, Kaylee. I told Kaylee when we were talking through this that I'd like her to dress like she's going to run in a meet. So, Kaylee, tell me about your outfit.
Well, first of all, we have to wear black shorts. It's a part of the dress code.
Black shorts for the dress code.
We have to wear either, well, the thing is, we're supposed to have a team shirt, but that didn't come in yet.
Oh.
So I just wore my jersey. The jerseys are for the meets. We have warm-ups, and we're supposed to wear our Springboro team shirt for that.
Okay. And what about your shoes?
We're supposed to have running shoes for running races and all that. There's a different type, and they're called spikes, and we could use those for, well, our coach says that they're for like running off of concrete, but we could use those in races, and it would really help us.
Okay, so are running shoes just any old shoes?
They say that as long as it feels comfortable and it's not like slides or like Crocs or anything, yeah.
But you purchased those shoes especially for running, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I wear clothes I can run in. Does that make me a runner?
No.
They're very comfortable.
They
So are my shoes.
They might be comfortable, but you're still not a runner.
It doesn't make me a runner. So I know some of the language of running, jogging, sprinting. Does that make me a runner?
No.
Why not?
Because you haven't put in the hard work and the effort to do it yet.
I haven't what?
You haven't put in the hard work and effort to run yet.
I haven't put in the hard work and effort to run yet. She has a way of setting things in perspective, doesn't she? All right, so you have a training plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, tell me about your training plan.
So when training to run races, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
So when we're training to run races, we usually start by doing warm-ups, and these warm-ups include like a lot of core exercises, and then we get on with running our laps. And so here's the thing, we have a dentist loop, and that's like, so we have 3 schools like all in a triangle, and it's the junior high, the high school, and the elementary school. So we just run around that, and then we have an easy run, and that's either 10 minutes or 30 minutes, and we usually run that, and that's what we that's what we run most of the time. And then for like what my coach has said, we've always like done races, like little races, like 2K, well, like 2 miles, and so basically we would.
You have some warm-ups you do, right?
Yeah.
All right, so go down there. All right, I'm going to put you through the paces here. What's your first warm-up that you do? Show them the karaoke thing. Did you know karaoke is a run?
It is.
All right, do it.
So like we do it along here, like along
Go down that way.
Okay, well.
Come back. Who wants to volunteer to do that? Anybody? Anybody? I'm not going to do it because you'd have to call 911. Okay? Then what else do you do to warm up?
We do like.
Wait a minute. I think we lost part of your mic.
Uh-oh.
All right, try that. Loud and proud, girl.
Then we do like these like leg exercises, and we just like hold them up and then like do it like that. I forget what they're called. Stretches? Yeah.
All right, so you're doing some stretches. Show them to me again.
So we hold our leg up like this, and then
Without hanging on to anything?
yeah. And then we go behind and do it again.
Without hanging on to anything?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to try that. But stand close. Come over here. All right, here we go. Oh, this is going to be bad. Were you impressed?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. I'm supposed to get that up to my chest?
I mean, don't break your legs, but
This is not working very well. Hold still.
okay. You're doing good. Keep up the good work.
Thanks. So did that make me a runner?
No.
Why not? I just did something.
Because you do something, you still have to put in the hard work. You have to train your body and train your mind, saying that you can do it, push through it. And you have to be a good sportsman to continue everything and not only help yourself with this, but help others and like cheer them on, like you can do this, like.
Okay. Now I have an ache right there. All right, come back up here. Okay. So you mentioned core strength. Do you do any kind of cross training?
No.
Like, do they suggest that you ride a bicycle or swim or anything like that?
They say do that on the weekends, but because my 5-day my 5-day meets have gone up to 6, usually they say just
Rest.
rest, or if it's like you did like a little bit of it, they say like try to ride a bike or just run around a little bit, not just lay on the couch the whole time.
Okay. So what is cross training supposed to do? When I've talked with people about cross training before, they say it builds your bone strength and your core strength. So it's important to build strength in other parts of your body other than just your legs.
Yeah.
And get your cardiovascular system healthy. That's your heart pumping, right? So what if I wanted to be a runner, but I decided I didn't want to practice, and I just showed up and ran the meet? You think that would work?
It depends, but I'm saying it would probably not, because you haven't trained your body over the course to make sure that it is stable and easy enough to put all the pressure that you're putting on it for as running, like exercising, and your heart and your lungs might not be able, they're probably not used to it. So you're gonna have to like train your lungs and all that, so probably not.
So congregation, I want to ask you, in what ways is running the race of faith similar to learning to run cross country or marathons? What would happen if I trained 1 hour a week? Would that make me a runner?
No.
Not a very good one?
Not a very good one, but if you trained
All right, let's think this out a little bit. In the race of faith, what if we tried to go it alone without a coach, in whatever form that coach takes? Have you had a spiritual mentor in your life? What did that person do for you? All right. Encouraged, helped you stay on the right path. What are some of the things that we need to train for as a Christian? Kayla, you brought a running bag with you, right?
Yeah.
What's in your running bag?
My water bottle for drinking. And then I have my towel for doing exercises on, because I kind of don't want to do exercises on the wet grass in the morning. And I mean, you usually don't have to bring a lot because you're just running, but I bring a watch.
Your watch? Okay. Well, I have a bag of things that help me to grow in my spiritual life. What's that one?
A Bible.
Yeah. So actually, I use this Bible all the time, and it's kind of fallen apart. But it help us grow in the Word of God. And let me see what else I have in my spiritual helps bag. So I have my prayer journal and my prayer cross. This was given to me at a very special event that I went to. And so I use these during my prayer time. And I brought my offering envelopes because when I give to the Lord, it helps me remember how much the Lord gives to me and how grateful I am for that. And believe it or not, I brought my smartphone. Do you consider your smartphone a spiritual help? Let me tell you why I do mine. I have some Bible apps on here that I use. I listen to Christian music on my smartphone, and I have about 25 numbers in here, phone numbers, and they are people that I would call if I felt down, if I felt like I was being tempted in some way, if I was discouraged, if I needed help figuring out what a passage of the Bible meant. We are not meant to go through our spiritual lives alone. All right, so does your coach tell you anything about what you're supposed to tell yourself mentally when you're running, Kaylee?
Our coach tells us to have a positive attitude mentally and physically, but mentally she says that we need to tell ourselves that it's almost over, we just need to keep pushing through, and it's not really going to be worth it if you just keep not trying. So
excuse me. So self-talk, encouragement, positive, and that you keep going even when it's hard to keep going. Friends, have you ever been in a spot in your spiritual life where it's just gotten hard to keep going? That's one reason why. Do you ever run with a partner?
yes, all the time.
And what do you like about running with a partner?
We match each other's pace, and it's easier for me to run with a partner versus by myself because I have someone to talk to. And I feel like it's easier to talk to somebody while running, while just running by yourself with no one to talk to.
You think you'd get discouraged faster if you didn't run with a partner?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah. Or you think you'd tell yourself you're just not fast enough, or you're doing a lousy job today?
It depends on how, what we're doing today, that day. Because sometimes it can be an easy run, it could be a 10-minute easy run, and I could be like, no, I can do this by myself easily, or it could be a 30-minute easy run, and I could be like, I can't do this, I will miserably fail.
Yeah. So have you ever been in a spot in your life where the tough times seem short and fairly easy to get through, and then those times when the tough times seem much longer and you don't know if you're going to make it? And when you're running with a partner or you're connected with a Christian fellowship, it is so much more effective to stay faithful if we are in this together. All right, you got to stay, you got to feed yourself in a so before a race, if you wake up and eat a bag of Doritos and drink a Coke, is that what your coach is going to be happy with?
No, because you'll probably end up vomiting on the field.
Vomiting on the field. Yeah, so what do they want you to eat before you race?
They say that you're supposed to eat a big dinner that night so you won't wake up and eat a whole bunch of food. But they say before the race you can eat like a nutrient bar or like something healthy, just a small snack.
Okay, and what do they want you to drink?
Water.
Water? Do they ever give you anything with electrolytes in it?
Yes, they say it's very recommended that you bring Gatorade, like drinks with electrolytes, Propel.
Okay, and so that that keeps our body in the healthiest form, right? So my question to us, friends, is how do we feed our souls? Or what do we feed our souls? You know, if we are in a position where all we're doing is consuming junk, and I'm talking mentally, I'm tempted to eat a bag of Doritos. Do you guys like Doritos? Ranch Doritos. I have a bag on top of my refrigerator. However, that's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about what we fill our minds with. Any of you ever get disgusted at what's on the social media or the boob tube? You know, sometimes we fill our minds with all kinds of stuff, and we can begin to think that God's world is not good. And that's not the truth. So what about rest?
They say naps are highly encouraged. We should be, that's what my coach said. She said that we should be getting a full 8 hours of rest, if not more, so we wake up feeling refreshed.
Okay. Any of you have trouble sleeping at night? Every once in a while. From a Christian perspective, we can rest and trust in the Lord. When our heads hit the pillow, we can give our cares to the Lord and try to sleep. All right. So, when Kaylee and I were talking this out, she said that a final piece of advice that the coach gave her was stay social and enjoy the race. How do you enjoy the race, Kaylee?
Take your time. In the end, it's going to be worth it. You're just try not to think about how much time you have left, what place you're going to come in. Just think about positive things on how you're able to improve yourself if you come in a place that you didn't want to come in.
All right. What's the most important thing?
Just make sure to not cheat and
Don't cheat.
have fun.
How about finish the race?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So racing is about perseverance and endurance. It's also about perseverance and endurance in our spiritual life as well. If we are haphazard about our spiritual life and don't do any of the spiritual disciplines that go along, what are the spiritual disciplines? Reading scripture, praying, meeting with Christian fellowship. If we don't do those things, it's awfully hard to win the race. And by winning the race, what does that mean?
Finishing what you started.
Finish what you started. Yeah, all right. So, Kaylee, I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you for so many reasons, but I'm proud you joined cross country. I was really surprised when you did that, and you look like you're enjoying it. And I'm really proud of you for helping me do the sermon today. That is a kind of a scary thing to do, but you did a great job. All right, thank you.